You are watching the number one podcast in the whole entire wrestling community, and I'm one of your hosts, Juanzo.
And I'm your other host, Jean-Paul Leek.
Together we are
Rope
Break. And how's every single one of you? It is time to talk about Money in the Bank. Just finished a few minutes ago, and pretty long show by the WWE. Kind of 3 hours and 25 minutes, and I mean, overall pretty decent show. There was a lot of things that we were scratching our heads, and also Peacock really destroyed the essence of one of the most important matches. There was a lot of streaming issues with that. A lot of people were really pissed off in the United States. So Peacock, thank you very much. But we find our way. Jean-Paul discovered a great tool that we use, but we will never pay $60 or anything like that. So thank you to every single one of you for watching us. Paul, how do you feel?
Yeah, I think the Money in the Bank, despite, being a long show, which I already have the answer to that, it's because we have to see 8 people's entrances in 2 different matches. It's way too long. Cut out the entrances. But, overall, this was a pretty decent pay-per-view. I think the big return at the end of the show, what a lot of people are excited for, that's, something to look forward to SummerSlam, and I'll give my opinions on that when we get there. But, the big thing, too, other people are going to be talking about is what you said about on Peacock. Is it just the streaming went down during the men's Money in the Bank ladder match, a match a lot of people wanted to see. You really couldn't even watch it. So, now there's the big first pay-per-view back with crowd full time. And, that's how it turns out.
They really screwed it up. Yes, I agree with you. Really screwed it up. But thank you to every single one of you. We always have to say, the essence of the Road Break universe is every single one of you, the ones that watch every single show. It's been a really, great week for wrestling. We had on Friday, we had Smackdown with crowds. Paul, tell me a little bit about this, because yesterday, Slammiversary from Impact. Thank you for all the viewership like that. We really appreciate that, because it keeps us alive, and also a big return on Jay White, to face the Bullet Club, or no?
Yeah, I mean, I guess we're going to see this for the Never Championship. I don't know. I'm not too invested into anything with New Japan, so this didn't really pop me too much. I mean, yeah, I'm sure some fans it did, but to me, still the main thing on Slammiversary that I liked and enjoyed the most was Deonna Purrazzo retaining her Women's Championship or Knockouts Championship against Thunder Rosa.
The Women's Championship is fine. Knockouts, women, yeah, the same thing. Nothing offensive about that. Really great stuff. But Paul, they said that the fans that were in attendance, they actually mentioned that Juice and Finn Juice came out. And then Jay White did his finisher on Juice Robinson, the part that Impact also had issues with the feed, so they took that out. But what we don't have issues is with every single one of you. So family, don't forget to watch and support that video. So Paul, tell me a little bit about the pre-show, because that was really good. That was a great start of the pay-per-view. Pato is always with us. Ada, Juan, and Jean-Paul. He's always saying hi. So there you go. What do you think about this pre-show match? Because it was actually one of the greatest things of the show.
Yeah, this was really good. I think, it was just riding high of, the match that they had on Friday, the last match they had, the 6-man tag and stuff. And, these guys have a lot of chemistry. All these guys are good. Dominic, I think, is coming into his own. You and I have been fans with him for a while. And, Rey Mysterio looked good. In this, I thought, I don't want to say he's discovered the fountain of youth or anything crazy, but, I mean, Rey's still delivering solid performances. But it was kind of a quick win, I thought, almost out of nowhere. You saw the kind of, the cheating that the Usos did. 1, 2, 3, Rey Mysterio gets pinned, and, we have new champs. So that, to me, I mean, when not that anybody, not to jump ahead, but once you saw the Usos win the belts, it was kind of the same thing like when we saw the Good Brothers win the belts. It's well, if the tag team, if, they're going to win, then the main guy's probably going to hold on to his championship.
It is kind of true, but, they had a really cool entrance, the Mysterios you see right there, the Mayans, all one of the edifications right there. So also we got to see this, cool stuff for, Mysterios, Dominic finally wearing a mask. So that was cool for me. But actually, I really enjoyed this match, like you said, because of the chemistry, and also because you saw both ends had a chance to really win. I like the spots, for example, here Dominic flies, is caught by the Usos, Pat McAfee, Michael Cole selling this feud like there's nothing better in the world. And remember the super kick on Rey Mysterio, Uso splash, 1, 2, 3. it was almost there. No, it wasn't. Kind of like that's when they should have won the championship for me, but not they didn't do that. And then in kind of like a stupid fashion way, like they always do in the WWE, they actually pinned Rey Mysterio, like you said, and then we have new tag champions, which we already mentioned though. Remember, we did say that was going to happen.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's like, I mean, it makes sense. What do we say jokingly? The Mysterios always have short title reigns, so this is nothing new. But if they're gonna lose it to anybody, at least the Usos, it makes sense. So I don't hate it too much. Good pre-show match.
No, exactly. So like, and like we mentioned this, they were going to be champions. There you go. Like the Usos are like 7-time tag team champions, and that deserves like really support for the people. It was good. I feel that like this is gonna prolong the story with Roman. Everybody now has goal in the for the Samoan family. So now let's go with like the match that opened up Money in the Bank, for the regular show at 8 o'clock, and that was like the women's Money in the Bank match. And Paul, what do you think of it? I'll give you my thoughts after you give yours.
I mean, overall, it was all right for women's Money in the Bank match. Definitely better than the cinematic one that we saw. Where Asuka won it.
Yeah.
I mean, this was way better to me. Standout was Natalya. I thought she did really good carrying the match. A lot of where women get, they get beat up and they lay on the outside of the ring for like 10 minutes until it's their spot, instead of actually being in the match. Natalya was kind of the glue that kept everything together. And Liv Morgan was featured really well in this too. She was the one who if you're watching it from a like normal wrestling standpoint, you're following the story with Liv Morgan and that's who you're pulling for. And you think, okay, they're setting it up for her to win. She was always in the mix. She was always in the action. She looked good. And you and I were both, thinking she was going to win this. But there's just some bad spots too that really took me out of it, especially anything with Alexa Bliss, like when, it was her and Zelina were climbing the ladder and then she was controlling Zelina and they were moving at the same time.
There you go.
Yeah, I mean, just a lot. Any spot with her, or I think Natalya did like a big slam to her and she sat up and she was laughing, like she no-sold it. So, it was always in the back of my mind thinking, oh man, I hope she doesn't win. Thankfully, we didn't see that. And, nobody thought really anything of Nikki ASH. I'm like, okay, she to me was like Naomi. It's like, okay, yeah, she's in there, but she's not really doing anything. Tamina looked pretty strong. Asuka looked all right.
Asuka, for me, like down, like nothing.
Yeah, that's what I mean. She looked all right. She didn't do anything crazy, but she didn't get beat up either and look like a loser. She was just in the match. It was all right. But just the ending, you see 3 ladders lined up. All the women are climbing it. You have 6 of them on there. Alexa Bliss is somewhere, I don't know. Then you see Nikki. She comes climbing. She just climbs up next to Liv. All 6 women are still punching. Oh, yeah, she was buried under the ladder.
Well, like here. Like the sequence started, like you said, like all the women start burying Alexa Bliss. This doesn't make any sense because remember, it left like room for like Liv Morgan is the only one that has the ladder, starts to climb, and I even texted you and I said like, oh, like nobody cares about the title, right? It seems like nobody gives a damn about it. And then like you said, like everybody, they put 3 ladders, they all start climbing, and then all start fighting for the title. But like you said, nobody really grabs it. And then all of a sudden, like Nikki ASH shows up out of nowhere, and then she's the one retrieving the briefcase, and she wins the match. Are you surprised by it? Are you pleasantly surprised?
That's what I mean. I when she won it, I'm like, are they going to ride the momentum? Is she going to cash in later tonight? Because she does always say, "Oh, I have a win over Charlotte. I have a win over Rhea." So I didn't know if that's where they were going with this. And this to me, I didn't like this win. Because to me, it reeks of Otis. It reeks of let's give it to the jokey cartoon, haha character, and they're never going to cash it in. Or if they do, they're clearly going to lose because they're just a joke.
Yeah, no, it's true, but I mean, she shocked. Look at the shock. Shocked the world right there. Asuka's shock. Also, like Liv is like you said, Liv should have been Liv. Should have been Liv. Like she got a really great performance on this one. And I don't know. I would much rather see her. I mean, I'm not upset because Nikki, I mean, she deserves it. Like this gimmick, they are really supporting it. Nobody really likes it that much. It doesn't is as serious as it could be, but in the end, it's better than Alexa Bliss, right?
Yeah, that's what I mean. At least it's not Alexa Bliss, and nobody thought Tamina was gonna win or Natalya or or Naomi or anything. But I'll take this over Alexa Bliss. But I mean, Liv Morgan should have won it, and a big thing of note is how disappointing Zelina Vega was.
Oh
Just
yeah, no,
got
Selena
nothing.
Vega is a good wrestler, but again, like in this kind of stuff, is it really like you said? Is it really going to do something? Yeah, like no, Selena Vega needs other types of matches. I don't know. Like for me, Malakai Black should have been with Selena AEW. It would have made more sense. Didn't happen that way, but hey, that's what they
Yeah.
did. They wanted that. So moving on, Paul. This gets like a 4, 5, not no more than that. Nikki Ash is like the Money in the Bank winner for the women's. So there you go. Let's go to like AJ Styles and Omos going against the Viking Raiders. This obviously, like you said, this match should have been a lot like shorter than what it was, but a good showing for like Viking Raiders. And they think a pretty good match. And Omos is looking strong, but the only thing is like, can the guy can afford gear?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. To me, I feel like this is the match that we always see. Here, what do we have? Stephen Butler. Nikki winning the briefcase was a surprise to me. I won't be surprised if she cashes in and wins. I mean, that would be cool, but is she really going to beat Charlotte? No,
He better win.
Charlotte has had short title reigns in the past, so it's not out of the ordinary, but I don't know. We'll wait and see. It's Monday Night Raw on that awful show. Anything can happen. But, this match is pretty much just a match we've always seen. Almost it looks dominant when he's in there. AJ is the guy who, kicks out of everything, but he gets constantly beat up. And, I mean, the only thing different is there was a couple spots where they had Omos on the ropes. They were beating him up. They actually sent him to the outside. He was selling. He was knocked into the barricade. I mean, I did like the one spot where AJ was actually the guy who was legal or almost tagged him or something, and they didn't see it. And AJ starts making his big comeback, and then, he goes for the phenomenal forearm, but they catch him, and then they hit the Viking experience.
And I thought they were going to win.
Yeah, I thought they were going to win it there too, but almost broke it up. He pushed Ivar back into Eric. I mean, he pushed Eric back into Ivar, who was covering AJ. Yeah, so I mean, there was some good spots, some good stuff in there, but the champs retaining. It was just almost he does that big where he grabs the guy by the skull, like by the head, picks him up, slams him down. 1, 2, 3. The champs retain. It was just more of the same. And it's going to be more of the same on Monday Night Raw because they need new tag teams. They need to freshen up this division because there's really nobody else.
No, it's true. It's true. And I mean, it was the right, like the right winners. Yeah, probably. Like they, like Kevin Nash will reveal in the Broken Skull sessions that he's the one that has been training Omos. So if he sucks, you know why.
Yeah.
At least
Hopefully he doesn't train him on durability.
Oh yeah, durability. Oh yeah, and like selling and all of that.
And the quads, so.
Oh yeah, being I'm made out of Jello. You're right. So I mean, good winners, and I mean the Viking Raiders. There's no teams, like you said. They need a new day after the match.
Especially with the Viking Raiders, their claim to fame wasn't dominant in NXT, blah blah blah, Monday Night Raw champs for how long? It was just they did the anything you can do, I can do better challenge with the Street Profits.
Yes, yeah. I mean. That's the one thing is I don't know if you liked it, but now every time in the presentations when they're coming out, they had a lot of pictures of they're all accomplishments and every single thing that they did in the past for every single one of the wrestlers. So I mean, a new initiative from the WWE. But let's talk about the Usos. They're oh yeah, the Us. We won the titles, Us. What do you think, Us? Is it really Us? Okay, can you just stop saying Us? I mean, Roman is really happy. Kind of, he says, well, remember, it's I'm the one that made this happen, not you guys. So you see, maybe a little bit of cracks. I mean, both Jimmy and Jay acknowledge him.
Yeah, but the way that Jimmy did it was so fake. He's like, yeah, Us, and just the look he had on his face, it was just so, I don't know, it just seems so disingenuous.
Look at the look.
So, I mean, well, that's Jay. Jay's the one who's all in. It was Jimmy who was being it seems maybe he didn't really mean it or something, but it's interesting to see how this goes because now they all have gold. Is it going to be?
Yes. And I mean, the best way to solidify a faction or a team or anything is with gold, right? So, I mean, exactly. Steven, what do you think? Let us know. What do you think about this new fact? I mean, everybody has gold now. Are you going to try to break Copa on their own? We'll see what happens. But, let's go now to the WWE Championship match. This was actually the best match of the night. Why, Paul? Because it was actually, booked the way that it should have been. Because, Bobby Lashley came out with feeling really defeated, all the legitness, the seriousness, all the championship feel that he had. Losing to Xavier Woods, for me, he became the regular Bobby Lashley of 2018.
Yeah, but I mean, tell
me a little bit about this.
I mean, this match was booked exactly how you needed it to be booked. It was, the match started out, Kofi, he came out. He was, I'm going to go after Bobby Lashley. I'm going to attack him. He went to go do that. MVP kind of grabbed the foot. You saw Lashley go at him. Kofi dodged it. He got a roll up right away. 1, 2. Oh my God. Is Kofi going to upset him? No. Lashley kicks out. And from then on there, it was pretty much Bobby Lashley's game. And he just beat the hell. And he just beat the hell out of Kofi. And I mean, this is the match that, we all needed from Lashley at this point, because the way he was being presented on Monday Night Raw, no disrespect to Kofi and Xavier Woods. We always say we don't like the way they're presented in their storylines and their feuds, because it usually doesn't make sense. We never say that they don't deserve it or that they're not good. It's just what is being presented to us doesn't make any sense. And that's what we saw the past couple weeks. Now tonight, they rectified all that. Everything we saw made sense. Lashley, like we said, he dominated this guy. He beat him up. They're fighting on the outside. He was, head first into the ring post twice, all this stuff, just beating up Kofi, the big dominators. And the crowd was hot for Lashley.
Yes.
That's the thing. He hit the big slam. They're like, one more time. And he's like, all right, you want it one more time? And then it was pretty much like, Kofi and them let him have it. Maybe this match was going to be a little bit more contested, because Kofi's a veteran. Kofi's legit. He's been there a while. So maybe, he's a little bit of the old school. So maybe they're like, hey, this crowd all wants Lashley. All they want to see is Lashley kick somebody's ass. Let's give it to him. Instead of making it, Kofi has, a comeback and then gets shut down. No, just give it all Lashley. Because that's all this was. He put him in the lock. Even commentary was like, stop this. They're like, this is dumb.
And for Papo TTV 911, thank you. He's on Twitch. He's like, yo, bro, this end already? Yes, it did. 20 minutes ago. So that's why we're doing the review, as this is taking place. So if you want to hear everything that happened, hey, welcome, comment, let us know what you feel about it. But for Paul, and tell me, Paul, you're a little sour with Kofi Kingston, right? What the hell, right? If the Power Rangers, he takes away the Power Rangers away from you, and now Skeletor.
Oh yeah, no, I mean,
can I live, right?
I need to.
You and Kofi like best friends, and I don't know about this.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't know. He needs to contact Mattel and get a toy made of him wearing that wrestling gear, or at least release the shorts or something that we all can buy him. Because I mean, these last 2 gears he had. I don't know what's he gonna do next? G.I. Joe or something, or Transformers, or
what's he gonna do? You tell him what it is gonna be. You tell him, because you have Paul is our toy collector guy. He Matt Cardona, Brian Myers, F them. Right here's the guy. He knows a lot of it. He knows the story, like why they made the toy, why they didn't make it, everything as Paul. And Bobby Lashley right here. We're gonna have some dance, Paul. I'm feeling like dancing. Carlton from Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, dance for me, because we're really happy about that. Yeah, that's how we feel, because Bobby Lashley kicked the crap out of Kofi Kingston. Keep dancing, Carlton. Yeah, oh yeah, exactly. That was the great decision to do. And Bobby Lashley goes strong for Goldberg. For Goldberg. So that's not something to dance about, but move on, Paul. Drew McIntyre, of course, he cuts one of those promos that we've been seeing regularly now. And I mean, he says he's there's crowds on 2000 2 years ago, what was 20? No, it was 2020. Yeah, he won the Royal Rumble in Texas, so it actually makes sense that he does the same thing in the same state, and he wants to win Money in the Bank. We'll see what happens. But Drew McIntyre lately is really I don't want to say he's boring, but he's just all the legitness is a little gone for me.
Yeah, I mean, when it's oh yeah, Drew's going to be cutting this promo, I was just why? I mean, we've seen this before. You know what I mean? I'm just okay, he's fired up, whatever. He's having a feud with Jinder. He's not going to win. I don't care. Sorry.
Yes, exactly. And, Papa, Steven says, I want to see a similar kind of performance by Bobby if and when he faces Goldberg. Yep. Right. Why are we thinking otherwise? Exactly.
Oh, no. I mean, SummerSlam, the SummerSlam, the big spoiler, it's the return of the retire. It's okay, let's bring back the legends because we have nobody else. And I don't think any of those legends are going to be winning.
Yeah, and Papo says, Mr. Cena coming in, it was insane. Oh yeah, I mean, we're going to talk about that, and a lot of people already knew he was going to come back, so that was cool. It makes sense. I'm not sour about it. John Cena coming back is always good now, because before it was always terrible. Nobody gave a fuck anymore, but now it actually makes sense. So we're okay with that. Paul, let's go to like the championship women's match on the Raw side, and Rhea Ripley against Charlotte. I mean, really contested, but in the end, you said it like what, 2 months ago? If they want to give the title to Charlotte, just go ahead, right?
Yeah, this match, I actually really enjoyed this. I liked the beginning. The crowd was into it. They were really cheering for Rhea, booing Charlotte. Charlotte flipped them off, and see, then Peacock was like, "Oh, we had to black out the camera because they didn't want to see Charlotte giving the finger."
Yes.
And then that, I don't know, is that what ruined the next match, and that's why the cameras were all screwy? Who knows? But no, this was good. This match was really good. I think that I like this next. Like, this was my second favorite of their matches. Still, that WrestleMania match was definitely the best. But, this was really good. They were into it. The only thing, I didn't really care for just was the ending. I just didn't like how it went to it. But, because of, kind of what we saw in their last match, Money in the Bank, where Rhea got disqualified, but then you see Charlotte, she just puts Rhea's leg in between like the ring steps and in the ring, just kicks it twice, and then done. And then it was like the same thing at WrestleMania. Oh, the figure 4, figure 8, and then like tap out. I mean,
yeah, well, like like everybody,
yeah, it's just not, it just comes
ahead.
flat. It just comes flat. Like the ending, you see it and you're like, I mean, I know that's Charlotte's finisher, but to have Rhea, now we've seen that visual of Rhea tapping out to Charlotte twice, and that buries somebody who's only 24 years old. You know what I mean?
Especially when she faces Charlotte. You're right on that. I mean, she did connect the moonsault, which I'm like, but that was also Rhea, because Rhea actually got in the way.
Oh yeah, and speaking of connecting a move, when she hit, and I do that in quotes, that back elbow, they were like, oh my god, that back elbow. I'm like, Andrade needs to be a better teacher. I know he's not a good learner, because if English language is anything,
the English barrier, he said like codo, and that's elbow, but he's like, what? And and boom. Honey, no, don't kick me. Don't kick me. But yeah, I agree with you. I mean, the match, like, it was really intense. I like it that she kicked out of like the natural selection. That made
that was cool. Yeah, the natural selection from like the top rope or middle rope or whatever. Yeah, that was good.
Exactly. And like you said, like, this was like the turning for the match, and then like you said, figure 8, and like really, you're absolutely right. I can't go against you on this ones, because like, yeah, like, they reminded me of WrestleMania like last year, because like that's how the match ended in WrestleMania. So it ended up in the exact same way. Am I happy about it? No, but like you said it the best. They want to give the title to Charlotte. Just do it. We're not upset about it.
And I'm going to be honest, as soon as she tapped out, I was like, even before she tapped out, I was like, Nikki Cross is coming out. I'm like, there's going to be Nikki. I didn't think Becky. I know you were texting Becky. You're going to ride that Becky train until it falls off the track. But like, Becky's not coming back. At least it's not going to be coming back anything related to Monday Night Raw, because it's going to be on SmackDown, I think. She's needed there, especially with no Bayley. You're going to have to fill that void.
Yeah, they're going to have to do that, yeah.
I was just waiting for Nikki Cross, and I'm like, but are they going to do that? Because last time Charlotte won a championship and somebody cashed in, they did that with Bayley, so they're really going to do it again here. I was like, but I just didn't like Rhea tapping out. That was really the only thing. I'm like,
it didn't. Yeah, I mean, like you said, it's the same ending as like a year ago. So, well, but like, Charlotte is the champion. Another time. What is it, like 10 reigns now? 12, 17,
14,
already?
Ain't it 14?
14. Yeah, you go already more than 3 more, and there's already more than the dad. So, I mean, do we really, are we really happy? Nah, it's fine. But this is where we get, this is where we actually gets good, because as soon as like they hit the commercial break, it was a commercial about Applebee's. It was Natalia there, Cesaro, look, and then to start cutting out really bad. It was time for this, the men's Money in the Bank ladder match. But unfortunately, we were not able to see that, Paul, because, let me first read the comments, and we have another person. So thank you for coming in. Hey guys, quick question. When did they integrate the crowd? It was actually on Friday. It was on SmackDown. So thank you for being with us, Saint. And, just comment. Let us know how you guys feel about the show. What did you think? And, yeah, they actually integrate the show, everybody on Friday Night SmackDown. So if you want to see the review, it's already in the channel also, Paul. But like you said, men's Money in the Bank, John Morrison, Ricochet, Riddle, Drew McIntyre, Big E, Kevin Owens, Nakamura, and Seth Rollins, and we're gonna try to we miss 90% of the match, so we're gonna just do this based on the pictures. But before we do that, Paul, this is how every single one in the United States feels because of this situation. What the hell?
Yeah. I mean, pretty
what
much.
The hell?
Like you said, we pay for Peacock. We're watching this, and this is what happens. That was that was a little annoying, but there was a couple things you could make out through all this.
Exactly.
And
you want to
it was
see
just
Super Saiyan, want to see him. That's how when he the signal, we were losing that.
Yeah,
so,
but I
tell me
mean,
a little.
I mean, it was just. Like I said, I don't really know. I guess it looked good. There's really nothing to say. The one big thing of note is we saw, Drew McIntyre looked like he was climbing the ladder. He got taken out by Indu Share, whatever their new name is.
Let's go just before that. Riddle comes out, Paul, and he says,
if we must talk about this,
to Boobs, and he's like, hey, you mind playing Randy's theme song for me? He's like, oh, whatever, dude. You suck. It's like, but can you give me some juice? Yeah, I can do that, legit. And then you see Nakamura doing the Randy Orton thing, right there, the pose. So, like you said, match quality, it seemed to be a really great match. But thank you, Peacock. We didn't see anything of that. See the two Titans right there, Drew McIntyre going against Big E. You see a lot of alliances also. We got to see Seth Rollins, John Morrison attacking Nakamura. Nakamura, did anybody think that he was going to win? Well, if you have, if you think that was going to happen, bless your heart. They're never going to do that with Nakamura at this stage of the game. Also, we got to see, Riddle had a good performance. He hit the RKO right here on Seth Rollins. And, we have Stephen Butler here saying, I'm so glad that somebody other than Drew won the briefcase just because he's on the SmackDown. Doesn't mean Big E will cash in on Roman. I think he'll cash in on Bobby. It makes better sense. I would much love to see that. But you said, then Drew actually did a suicide dive, or you will say a cannonball, right? Or a topical here, one of the three. And I said, Indu Sherpo, Jinder Mahal, this kills it for me. This kills it. But you've been the one that's saying this is going to be a feud. Jinder came back to Monday Night Raw. He wants to be legit. Then for some reason they have faith in him. So they took away Drew out of there. And I think after this we got the signal back, right, Paul?
Yeah. I mean, around this time, we saw Kevin Owens. He was stunning everybody, looking good. Tried to climb the ladder, but Rollins, powerbombed him through another ladder on the outside. And, then it was Rollins' time. He was climbing the ladder. Big E comes in. He does a big ending from atop the ladder. He climbs up and he wins the briefcase. And, Big E was a rumored winner for a while. So I don't like that, because he was the rumor that had the most, steam and the most people talking about him. And then he's the one who wins it. So it's it wasn't a surprise. That would have been cool if it was a Ricochet or a Riddle or Kevin Owens, then it's okay, what are they going to do here? But with Big E, I feel like Big E is, it's something where he's clearly, it's not oh, who's he going to choose? No, it's as clear as day he's going to go after Bobby Lashley. Bobby beat up Xavier. He beat up Kofi just tonight. It makes sense for Big E to go after Lashley. And see, this is the match I would have did at SummerSlam, not Goldberg. Maybe they still will do this because they're oh, the information with Goldberg is leaked. Oh, well, how did the fans react to it? Well, how do you think they reacted? They all fucking hated it. Oh, okay.
Exactly,
well,
yeah,
I guess maybe we'll do Big E. So
yeah, I agree with you. I'm not happy. I want to give it to Ricochet. As I always say, Money in the Bank is supposed to build new stars. And yeah, Big E, but I don't know. I don't think that he needed it. He's over with a lot of demographic of the fans. But like you said, if anything, hopefully he just challenged Bobby Lashley. It makes sense. Both guys are built around the same. A really big muscle guy. So it will be probably a good match. But I don't know. I think that Ricochet would have, even John Morrison. John Morrison would have been legit for me.
Yeah, but like we said, he's tainted because he's with The Miz. So
yeah, but Riddle would have been good. The guy is really legit. Everybody loves him. Vince McMahon is absolutely in love with the guy, so it will be really cool if they would have done that. But unfortunately, they went with Big E. I don't know. What you guys think, Steven? What do you think about it? You said already, you're okay, but what is going to happen after that? Because remember, the title reign with Big E as IC champion, it was terrible. If he becomes WWE champion, I think the ratings are going to go even lower. That's just me. That's my prediction. What do you think, Paul? If he becomes champion,
yeah, I'm not even.
Are we going to?
I'm not entertaining that because he's not
to do Monday Night Raw. Yeah, exactly. So at least we go through the whole show, you guys love it, and it's time for the main event. Universal Championship match, Roman Reigns versus Edge. This actually was really long, like 30 minutes or so. They took their time, started really peaceful, feeling each other, like a little bit of Roman, then Edge dominating for a bit, but then he picked up, and then we got to see a lot of emotion and intensity and a lot of drama also, Paul.
Yeah, I mean, I really like this in the beginning. I like how, Edge, he was really taking control, kind of like teasing Roman. And, he did something where Roman was on the ground and Edge was over top of him, and he was slapping him on the back of the head, kind of just teasing him. And then Roman was getting pissed and everything. But then, like you said, it was just Roman. He eventually was able to take over this, and he got him in the headlock, and he was just choking him out. And, here, exactly. Stephen Butler. I can't see Big E winning the belt against Bobby. No, he won't, but it's just, it'll just be a feud, to continue this. Same thing like this with Edge. Edge was just a feud for this month for Roman to continue his title reign. That's all Big E will be for Bobby Lashley. But, he was choking him out. And then that was kind of to me, the intermission of the match. You know what I mean? It's we saw the first part, and he's just choking him, and they're all everybody's so. And then, Edge started to fight back and fight out of it. And then, that's when things started to pick up, like you said. Then the action got good again. Then we saw, Edge, he was doing the cross faces, and especially on the outside, Roman went to spear him. He moved out of the way. Roman went through the barricade. Then we saw he speared Roman through the barricade. Back inside, it wasn't enough. Then they did the spot with the ref bump. Charles Robinson took a bump. He was done. Oh, Edge hit the big spear. 1, 2, 3. It doesn't matter because there's no ref. Then the ref comes. Then it really started to. Then it really started to pick up. But I mean, this match was really good. This was a great one-on-one match for these guys.
I don't know about this. I don't know. This takes it just a bit away because, really, guys, you already fought. Get the hell away.
Yeah, I mean, I understand
why,
but and I don't want to say I'm fine with it, but at least they weren't a factor in the match.
Yes, yeah,
you know what I mean. But the thing with all this though is because of what we did see at the ending. It's you either do one interference or you do the other. You don't do both.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Because it's just it doesn't make any sense. Why would But while the ref is all down and all this stuff, they use the chair piece, and it's the same thing. Oh my God, look, it's his eyes. Oh my God, is Edge gonna win?
Comes out, Paul?
Yeah, and then we see Rollins, and at this point, as soon as Rollins comes out, you already know it's over.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Because after the Money in the Bank match, Rollins had a little promo backstage. He was pissed. He's like, no, this isn't how it's supposed to happen, blah, 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 this and that. He's like, I don't care. He's like,
next one is me.
Yeah, he's like, whoever wins, it's me. He's like, I don't care. And it's well, then why do you even go Money in the Bank? You should have just sat at home and said that.
Yeah, yeah. And then we got to see, the spear from Edge, in the last effort to win the the Universal Championship. And then, right away, Rollins plays a factor one more time. He distracts Edge, kick, and then Roman does a spear, 1, 2, 3, and he retains the championship. And, head of the table is just celebrating. You saw that, he wasn't really going out of the ring, leaving, so there was more stuff to happen. And then you got to see a stare down between Seth Rollins and Roman, the old, Money in the Bank 2016. That's when they actually fought for the championship. And then Dean Ambrose had won the briefcase, or John Moxley, and then he cashed in. A little bit of historic facts right there. But then Roman, he said, I want everybody to acknowledge me. He's ready for people, everybody. Remember, you saw that in the video. He gave everybody the finger after SmackDown. So, a lot of people are not completely okay with Roman. I know Jean Paul is a big fan now, and he gets this. Yeah. But it's all good. But Rollins actually went back with Edge, and they went out of the ring. I mean, you see the feud is going to be SummerSlam. SummerSlam is going to be this, and like you said, we go with the acknowledgement thing, and all of a sudden, a lot of rumors, and 16-time world champion John Cena for Papo. And also for the other guy that commented in the for Saint, they got John Cena is back in the WWE. And I mean, are we excited? I'm a little bit. I haven't seen Cena in a while. And this match, actually, remember the rivalry on 2017? No Mercy, when they had the stare downs between, and remember the words when Cena cut really good promos and Roman couldn't keep up with him. I'm looking forward for that. I really like that part. So I'm excited about this.
I think it'll be good, but the reason I don't get super excited for Cena coming back anymore is because he won't for a while. Okay, yeah, he's gonna do this for a little bit for WWE, but it's not like he told them, "Hey Vince, I'll give you the next 7 months. I'm not doing any movies. I got more money than anybody could ever need in 100 lifetimes. I can take a couple months off from acting. If you want to do something, I'm yours for 7 months." No, we're not going to get nothing like that. So is Cena going to win the belt? Very unlikely, I think.
Yeah.
So while I'm still excited to see it because I think the promos will be good, I think the build will be good, I think the match will be good. Because Cena, he knows wrestling psychology, he knows the crowd, he can feed all this stuff. He's good. Roman's at the top of his game. You have Paul Heyman. You have so much stuff to make this feud legit. I think it will be, but at the end of the day, I don't think anybody who understands, how this all works should really think John Cena is going to win because he's not going to be there. He's going to do this, couple weeks, build for SummerSlam, and then he's going to go away.
Yeah, it's true because he's actually going to be filming another movie. He has to promote the Peacemaker that is on HBO Max for everyone. Hey, we give the plugs even and we don't even get paid for it. And then just while the SummerSlam one right after the match, the Suicide Squad comes out. So what is he going to have to do? Promotion. So yeah,
Nope.
I mean, or like you always said, give him the title 17 times, breaks Ric Flair's record, and then hey, the next SmackDown, give it back. Just
but to me that's so lame. That makes Cena look really stupid. It makes Roman look like a loser. You know what I mean? Because what they're just gonna put it right back on Roman.
Yeah, exactly.
No,
so
no.
Let's see what Queenie, another one. Hey, thank you so very much for the people on Twitch. We're brand new there, but thank you again. Fair enough, but Brock Lesnar comes part-time and wins titles and holds them for ages, coming to work once a month. It is.
Well, we hate that too. We don't like that either. So.
Brock is legit, but he's never there. So how can you get behind the guy? I mean, everybody says, well, but every time he comes out, he makes the product legit. He just legitimizes everything. Not anymore. Because again, who's he gonna feud against? He's feuding against everybody.
Well, he does. I mean, he makes it legit, but if he's feuding against losers and jokes, it doesn't feel legit. It don't matter. He can't make a feud be legit with a loser. So
yeah, well, and there's a chance that we could win. He says.
Oh, definitely.
Hey there, Harpreet. Hey, how you doing? Hey, thank you. We're the original Road Break. Hope you're enjoying the review. We talk about professional wrestling in and out. We have every single thing. We have all the WWE shows. We have Impact. We have AEW. We have everything. And that's AJ Styles. He's saying that you're AJ Styles, Paul. There you go. They call you Joey Janela. Now they call you AJ Styles. Paul, everybody. He has also a great toy channel on Instagram. Follow him. We're going to put the link underneath. Also, Paul's going to do a lot of gameplay on Twitch. A lot of great old school shows. He's going to be doing Ninja Turtles, Power Rangers. He'll do Street Fighter with me for the good days of Ryu and Ken and Guile. And who won both Money in the Bank matches, and was there any cash-ins? No cash-ins for, you're asking for that. And let's talk about with pictures. And right before we go, and it was actually Nikki Ash. There you go. You want the picture for the girls right there. Nikki Ash won for the women's side of things. And then we have Big E. We have Big E for the men.
Let's see it. So,
let's see it. Hold on. Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Yeah, and then when we see this, and I'll do it one more time for thank you for everybody that is watching. That's I saw that picture and this is how I went. Whatever. I don't want to, I don't care. I'm not happy because there were so many other guys that deserve that, not Big E, but like Paul said, hopefully, he just is a contender for opponent for Bobby Lashley, and that's all there is. But family, thank you so very much to every single one of you. Don't forget, we will be doing this every single Friday, for every single SmackDown show. We'll try to be live a lot more for all the other shows. Don't forget to subscribe. We have the Facebook page, Road Break. Also, we have here on YouTube, the original Road Break. And where else, Paul?
And then, follow us on Twitch, the OG Rope Break, on Instagram as well, the original Rope Break. And like you said, on Twitch, the original Rope Break. And, of course, right here on YouTube, the home of the #1 podcast in the YouTube wrestling community, the original Rope Break.
Thank you to every single one of you on Twitch, Facebook, all of you. Also, we have we're going to be on TikTok. So, if we keep waiting, we're going to have a lot of videos, a lot of fun stuff for every single one of you. Just give us your support. We will be right there every single time for you. So, Paul, you and me have one more thing that is left to say, and that is...